Welcome back to our channel, guys. It is a wild Wednesday, and honestly, we are still trying to process the absolute madness that just went down on our screens. Grab a strong coffee, maybe a pastry or two, because we have a massive breakdown today. Let's just set the stage here. Eric Forrester's Haute Couture show, The Return of the King. We all knew this was going to be a monumental event. The writers have been building this up for what feels like months now. Eric coming back from his little trip to Logan, getting his groove back, and preparing for a glorious return to his rightful place at Forrester Creations. This was supposed to be the moment that proved the Forrester family are the ultimate, undisputed masters of high fashion. The runway was gleaming. The lights were perfectly dimmed. The front row was absolutely packed with influencers, buyers, the media, and everyone who is anyone in the Los Angeles fashion scene. You could feel the tension in the room through the screen, but it was a good tension, a triumphant, celebratory tension. And Steffy Forrester Finnegan was standing there looking so incredibly smug, so completely in control of her empire. And Brooke. Poor, naive, blindly optimistic Brooke Logan Forrester was just beaming. Because just a few scenes ago, Steffy actually made a huge diplomatic concession. Steffy promised Brooke a fresh start for hope for the future. Steffy was going to use Eric's massive haute couture platform to announce Hope's return to the fold. It was supposed to be a moment of family unity. A rare, beautiful moment of peace between the Logans and the Forresters. But oh boy, were we wrong. We were so wrong. So we have Brooke smiling, standing next to Ridge, thinking her daughter is about to get everything she ever wanted. Brooke fought tooth and nail for this. She literally tried to steal Steffy's co-CEO seat. She begged Ridge. She put her own marriage on the absolute line to save Hope's line. And Steffy, for all her usual hostility and brazen attitude, actually offered a real olive branch. Announcing the relaunch on Eric's stage is huge. It is the ultimate corporate cosign. But behind the scenes, we the viewers knew the truth. We knew Hope was already gone. We knew she had been sneaking around with Deke Sharp, looking at youthful sketches, and signing secret, life-changing contracts with Katie Logan, but seeing it actually play out, seeing the brutal collision of these two storylines. It was like watching a train wreck in slow motion, and you just cannot look away. You just can't. And then it happens, right in the middle of the haute couture showcase. The models are walking, the crowd is applauding, Eric is soaking in the glory of his legacy, and suddenly the music shifts. The lights change, and out walks Hope Logan Spencer. But she is not wearing a classic Forrester gown. She is not smiling that sweet, innocent, angelic Hope smile that we are all so used to. She walks down the catwalk with a look of absolute, stone-cold defiance. A strut. I mean, who does she think she is right now? It was a total power move. For a split second, the crowd thinks this is part of the show. The media probably thinks this is the big hope for the future announcement that the rumor mill has been hinting at. Steffy definitely thinks Hope is just eager to take her bow and accept the olive branch. Brooke is probably clapping her hands off. But then Hope grabs a microphone, at a high-fashion runway show. You guys, you just know when a character grabs a mic on this soap opera. Lives are about to be completely destroyed. Hope stands there, dead center on the runway, and she drops the absolute biggest bomb we have seen on this show in years. She looks right at the cameras, right at the flashing bulbs of the press, and she publicly announces her departure from Forrester Creations. Just like that. No 2 weeks' notice. No private, tearful meeting in the CEO office with Ridge and Eric. A public, humiliating, scorched earth resignation right in the exact middle of Eric's defining career moment. She declares, loud and clear for the entire fashion world to hear, that she is taking her iconic line, her vision, her brand, and she is moving to Logan. She is partnering with her Aunt Katie. The gasp in the room. I swear I heard my own gasp echo in my living room. The sheer audacity of it, the absolute disrespect to Eric, to Ridge, to Steffy, and honestly, to her own mother Brooke. Let's just pause and really think about this for a second. What was she thinking? Actually, no. What were the writers thinking? Because this is a massive, fundamental shift for Hope's character. Hope is usually the peacemaker, the one who talks about morals and family and doing the right thing and taking the high road. But this was petty. This was vindictive. This was a highly calculated strike designed to inflict maximum public damage on the Forrester brand, doing it on Eric's stage. Eric, who has always loved her, supported her, and treated her like his own blood. It just feels so dark for Hope, but maybe I'm being too harsh. Maybe I am. Maybe she felt this was the absolutely only way to break free from Steffy's control. Steffy did fire Deke. Steffy did bench her line. Steffy did make her feel like a second-class citizen in that building for months. So maybe Hope felt she had to burn the bridge while standing right in the middle of it so she couldn't ever retreat. But still, the timing, the location, it is just savage. Savage. And let's talk about Steffy's face. Oh my God, the acting in that split second was incredible. The journey of complex emotions on Steffy's face, from confusion to shock to pure, unadulterated, volcanic rage. Steffy had just promised Brooke a fresh start. For once, Steffy was actually trying to be the bigger person and be diplomatic. She was going to give Hope a massive platform. And Hope literally spits in her face on national television. You guys, the fans on social media, are already taking sides and screaming at each other, but let's be real here. Steffy is 100% justified in her anger right now. Hope didn't just quit, she staged a corporate coup in the middle of a family celebration. Steffy is going to go to war. She is going to scorch the earth. If Hope thought Steffy was mean or bossy before, she has absolutely no idea what is coming now. Steffy is going to make it her life's mission to crush Logan into the dirt. She will not rest until Hope is begging for her job back. But honestly, the person I feel the most terrible for in all of this is Brooke. Brooke Logan Forrester. She looked like she had just been physically struck by a truck. She had no idea at all. Hope kept her own mother completely in the dark. Brooke has spent the last month fighting a brutal war for Hope. Brooke went up against Steffy. Brooke went up against Ridge. Brooke demanded the co-CEO chair, all to protect her daughter's legacy, and Hope just let her do it. Hope let her mother look like an absolute, clueless fool, making deals with Steffy for a line that Hope had already secretly sold to Katie. The humiliation Brooke must be feeling right now has to be suffocating. To be blindsided by your own daughter in front of your husband and his entire family while the press takes photos. It is devastating. Brooke's face just crumpled. She realized in that exact moment that Katie knew, Bill knew, Liam probably knew. And she, the mother who bled for this line, was left out in the cold looking like an idiot. And that brings us to the inevitable, messy fallout. Ridge and Brooke, Bridge, the eternal roller coaster of daytime television, they are officially on red alert. You could see Ridge looking at Brooke during the announcement, and in his eyes, you could see the immediate suspicion. He thinks she knew. Of course he thinks she knew. She's a Logan. Katie is a Logan. Hope is a Logan. Ridge is going to assume this was a massive, coordinated Logan conspiracy to humiliate his father and his daughter on their biggest night. Even when Brooke swears she didn't know, will he actually believe her? And even if he does believe her, how does he forgive the fact that Brooke's daughter just declared nuclear war on his family? The battle lines are officially drawn, and Ridge and Brooke are standing on opposite sides of a very deep, very ugly chasm. Their marriage has survived a lot of things, but this level of corporate espionage, this public betrayal, it might be the thing that finally breaks them again. I mean, how many times can Ridge watch the Logans attack his kids before he snaps? And let's zoom out and look at the architects of this chaos, Katie Logan and Bill Spencer. They are probably sitting in their glass Spencer Tower, popping expensive champagne and laughing right now. Katie has been so incredibly aggressive lately. She completely ignored Donna's warnings. Donna literally begged her not to do this, warning her that it would destroy the family and sever the sibling bond. But Katie didn't care. Katie dug her heels in. She wanted a marquee name for her fashion house, and she didn't care who she had to step on to get it. And Bill is just loving this. Bill hates Ridge. Bill hates the Forresters. The fact that Hope used Eric's show to launch the Spencer-backed Logan line is exactly the kind of ruthless, cutthroat move Bill Spencer respects. He is doubling down on this. Wyatt is back in town looking for the real Hope for the future diamond to generate buzz. Imagine if Hope was wearing that diamond on the runway. We don't know for sure, but it would be the ultimate slap in the face. But Katie is going to have to face Brooke eventually. How is Katie going to look her sister in the eye after this? Brooke slapped Katie just a few episodes ago over a much smaller disagreement. What is Brooke going to do now? Pull her hair out? And we cannot forget about Deke Sharp in all of this mess. Deke is the secret weapon. Steffy fired him, thought he was worthless, replaced him with Zende and Thomas, who completely failed to deliver what Hope wanted. And now Deke is the lead designer for the new Logan line. The sketches Katie was looking at. The youthful, fresh designs that she loved, that's all Deke. When the fashion world finds out that the brilliant new Logan collection was designed by the guy Forrester tossed aside, it is going to be a massive PR nightmare for Steffy and Ridge. Deke is getting his ultimate revenge, too. But Deke has his own incredibly messy drama with Remy Price right now. Remy just kissed him. Remy is blackmailing Melissa Dillon. Remy knows the Logan secret. So who knows if Deke can even stay focused on the fashion line with Remy causing chaos. But for this exact moment, Deke is part of the winning team. Speaking of Zende, what is he going to do now? We saw Zende having an absolute fierce meltdown in the CEO office with Carter Walton recently. His entire hope for the future collection was shelved. Steffy and Ridge benched his hard work, and now Hope is gone. The line at Forrester is officially dead. Zende has to be furious. He wanted to be a team player. He put his complaints aside, but he is getting nothing but disrespect at Forrester Creations. Will Katie swoop in and poach Zende next? She made a dodgy deal with Brooke not to hire Forresters, but Katie is clearly breaking all the rules right now. If Zende jumps ship to Logan to work with Deke and Hope, the Forrester family might actually implode from the inside out. Let's go back to the runway scene because I just can't get over it. The media presence, the reporters scrambling over each other, the flashbulbs blinding everyone. This is exactly the kind of soapy, dramatic, high-stakes fashion war we tune in for. The press is going to have an absolute field day with this tomorrow. Logan steals Forrester's Golden Girl. Haute couture hijacked. It's brilliant television. It really is. The writers have been giving us a lot of slow burn relationship drama lately with Will, Elektra, RJ, and Dylan. Which, by the way, how are the kids going to react? Will Spencer has been walking around looking like he's going to have a panic attack for weeks because Katie swore him to secrecy. Will knew his cousin Hope was jumping ship and he couldn't even tell his girlfriend Elektra, who is a Forrester. Now that the secret is out in the most explosive way possible, Elektra is going to realize Will lied to her face. And RJ. RJ is Brooke and Ridge's son. He is literally the genetic bridge between these two families. He is already dealing with his own messy love life, moving on from Electra to share passionate moments with Melissa Dillon at his beach house, and now his sister just declared war on his dad's company. RJ is going to be caught right in the crossfire. It's a generational war now. If you zoom out and look at the bigger pattern here, this is just the latest, most nuclear chapter in the never-ending Hope versus Steffy saga. We have been watching these two women fight for years. They fought over Liam Spencer for a decade. They fought over morals. They fought over the Beth secret. They fought over Thomas, and now they are fighting a literal corporate war. But this storyline feels different. It really does. Usually, their fights are about a man. This time, it's about business. It's about legacy. It's about who gets to sit on the throne of the fashion world. And honestly, I prefer this. I prefer them fighting over fashion lines and designers rather than watching them cry over Liam again. Oh God, please don't let Liam somehow make this about him. You just know Liam is going to show up at Logan and try to take credit for encouraging Hope to be independent. Ooh, just the thought of it makes me tired. And we really need to take a moment of silence for Eric Forrester's big day. Eric, the patriarch, the absolute legend. He has been through so much. His health scares, his battles to prove he still has it. This haute couture collection was supposed to be his massive victory lap. He went to Logan, he got inspired, he came back to show the world that Forrester is still the king. And his own step-granddaughter, a woman he has loved and treated like blood, completely hijacked his moment. The media isn't going to write about Eric's beautiful gowns tomorrow. They are going to write about Hope Logan's defection. Eric's entire collection has been completely overshadowed by soap opera drama. It's tragic, honestly. I feel so bad for Eric. He just wanted to make pretty dresses, and instead, he got a front row seat to World War III. But we have to ask, is this actually going to work out for Hope? Yes, she gets creative control. Yes, she gets Deke. Yes, she gets Katie and Bill's endless piles of money. But she is leaving behind the massive, well-oiled machine of Forrester creations. She is leaving behind the prestige, and she has just made a mortal, bloodthirsty enemy out of Steffy Forrester. Steffy is not going to just let Hope succeed. Steffy is going to use every connection, every influencer, every beer to blackball Logan. Hope better have the greatest collection in the history of fashion, because if it's even slightly mediocre, Steffy will tear her to pieces in the press. Hope took a massive gamble. She bet her entire career on this dramatic mic drop. And Brooke? What does Brooke do now? Does she stay loyal to Ridge and Forrester Creations? Or does she defect to Logan to be with her daughter and her sister? Brooke is furious at Katie, sure, but Brooke's entire identity is tied to Hope. If Steffy starts attacking Hope's new line, Brooke's maternal instincts are going to kick into overdrive. She won't be able to sit back and watch Steffy destroy her daughter. I predict Brooke is going to try to play peacekeeper for about 2 days before she absolutely snaps and goes to war against Steffy again. The bridge marriage is hanging by a thread, you guys. A very, very thin thread. So yeah, I am exhausted, but I am so invested. The writers really pulled the rug out from under us with the execution of this. We knew the destination. We knew she was signing the contract, but the journey, the runway crashing, pure cinematic gold. I'm going to need a few days to process this, but you know I'll be back tomorrow to break down the aftermath. Because the screaming matches in the Forrester CEO office tomorrow are going to be legendary. Ridge's veins are going to be popping out of his forehead. Steffy is going to be throwing things. Brooke is going to be crying and defending Hope. Katie is going to be looking smug. Bill is going to be gloating. It is going to be a beautiful, chaotic mess. Okay, that sounded dramatic, but you get what I mean. We needed a shakeup, and we got an earthquake. I am going to be watching the fallout very closely. Who actually believes this is going to end well for anyone? Nobody. It's going to be a disaster, and it's going to be beautiful. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Are you Team Forrester or Team Logan? Was Hope justified, or was she just being a massive brat? I keep changing my mind, honestly. 1 minute I'm cheering for her independence, the next minute I'm cringing at the disrespect to Eric. It's a lot. We'll see how it plays out tomorrow. Stay tuned. You guys, it's going to be a bumpy ride.